I'm sorry, everybody. My electricity went out briefly. Why does it feel like it's dark in here now? So, yeah. I'm actually trying out a new feature here. So somebody dropped me a comment. I lost the 36, 37 people I had in her. So share this out. We had finished talking about the Kyo show. So you might want to go back and check that out. And then we got on to, I think we was going on to the Dart Nats. Sorry, not Dart Nats. Nats warm up, and let me see. Let me get my notes up here. Well, good. I missed the first part. You did. What's up? Oktoberfest. What's the dates, Tony Schumacher? Nobody in here to plug it now. We should have plugged that when we had 36 people. Remind me. We have some more people in there. Please share this out, everybody. Probably people are watching the Euros now. I told everybody go watch the Euros and things, so they're probably all watching that. Let's see. What heat are they on? 376 people watching. We got group 7. We're up to the pointy end of the stick here, getting to the pointy end of the stick. Maybe we'll put this on Halloween weekend, Oktoberfest. Hello, Alan Placer. How are you, my friend? How's the weather looking for you for Sunday? Are you going to get to do some Nitro racing? Hello, Jason. I see you're back. You kind of caught us at the very end. Oh, I like this. Now we can see all the comments coming up. I like it. I like it. Can we make it bigger? Oh, no. I can make me bigger. Okay. I wonder if it works when we... you know what, guys? I'm going to share the Euros real quick. Actually, I would like to know how this looks. You guys are actually helping me out right now because I want to do more of these type of things. And I need to know how this all looks. Let's see. So we got a full screen. There we go. Is it uber choppy? Hello, Matthew Thompson. Hello. How are you? Right now, this is the F4 European Champions going on in Spain. E-Buggy World European Champions. They have it separate. Just E-Buggy. A water track. It's starting to groove up. It is starting to groove up. I bet you it's going to get rough in some spots. Very Magello-esque track. What's up, Sean Griffin? Good morning to you. Sorry, we had a power outage in the first one in midstream after about 45 minutes. I need to get my electrician in here because it's supposed to have this part of the house on the inverter and he doesn't. So that's going to be the goal next week to get that done. Can you guys please share? How do you guys, does the stream look good? I like it. Like it looks pretty clear on my side. I wonder if it's choppy on the viewer side. Hello, Jan. How are you? Good morning to you. Right now, I don't know who this is because I'm not listening to it. Car number 5, it looks like. Hampus Berg. Yeah, that's Hampus. Good old Hampus. Dwayne Billings, how are you, my friend? Yeah, it's a little choppy. I would say so. I mean, we are streaming it. Let me see. Let me put it on one. We are streaming it at 1080. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. Will Ivy, you know what? We'll just get into some Q&A then. I think we need more race formats like RC Pro-Am. So much fun, and I think it's good for races. Overall team aspect, very cool. Absolutely. It's I like it. I think there can be different ways of doing it as well. I don't think every race should be like that, but it's definitely a great. Brent actually got that idea from the RCGP. RCGP loves RC2, which was basically where they paired up I shouldn't say this, but the slowest RC2 drivers with the fastest, with RCGP drivers, which are pro guys, and they got to wrench on the cars and all that type of stuff. And that's pretty cool. I like the RC Pro-Am aspect. I wish more pro guys would go and more people will go. So that's one race. I think it has to be capped, and it has to be, you have to have the people there because the competition is not just with the pro guys, it's with the intermediate and the sportsman class. And the sportsman class actually is for the most points. So I want to see like pro guys out there, like taking lap times, looking. It's getting like that. I see the vision that is wanted. It just needs to get a secure date. It needs to get probably a few more pro guys coming to it. And it will be good. So this race right here that we're watching right now, Chris Boyder, is the EFRA E-Buggy Euros going on over in Spain at the ATV. I forgot the name of the place. I butchered it anyway. I was watching this on its practice. So all the big top names in Europe are going at this race. So good stuff. All right. We'll bring that up later as well. I got it playing in the background. Why do I look so dark over? I don't have this light turned on. That's what it is. There we go. I'm like, why am I so dark? All right. What's up, Chris Boyder? How you doing? All right, so we got 20 people in here. My mom's calling. 1 second. I have to call her back. My mom doesn't usually call, so let me just let her know I'll call her back. Hopefully everything's well. How you doing, Chris? How's the family doing? All right, so not to be, we talked a lot about the Europeans. We talked about INS, but we have a very good nationals coming up here soon as well next month. But this month, shit, is June 6th. It's coming up in like 2 weeks' time, I think. So all eyes will be on the nationals. One for a couple reasons. One, it's the nationals, and I love them. It's an awesome place to go and be a part of and do. So I really do enjoy that. And yeah, I haven't been to a national since it was at A-Main in 2023, I think it was. I went for Live RC and did a commentary. And that was a good nationals too. Nice, beautiful facility. I thoroughly enjoyed going up there. But yeah, Lone Star Challenge was the warm-up, and then it's going to be at Thornhill. And the other reason all eyes are going to be on this is because it hasn't been officially announced yet, but this is going to be, I've heard it, and everybody pretty much knows it's an open secret that the Worlds are going to be at Thornhill next year. So that's the big rumors that they got the Worlds. So it's going to be interesting to see in the course of the next year, are we going to see the Europeans coming over for some testing? And from what I'm told, at the Lone Star Challenge, the tire degradation was immense. And I don't know how they're going to fix that, because it's probably going to be a little cooler when they go there, because usually the Worlds are in September. It might be a little cooler, so it might be a little better for them. So this has kind of been on my brain. I've been thinking about this, because what happens is next Worlds, the rule that's caused all the kerfuffle at the last year's Worlds with the tire diameter, 109 millimeters, I think it is, after the race is done, that is going to be a rule that they are going to be enforcing next year at the Worlds. So you have to keep that in mind when you're going for your tires. So I don't know how this is all going to work out with a track, even when the track was cool. And I remember I think it was the 2016 or 17 nationals that they had there, probably 2016 nationals that Rivkin won, their second nationals, first indoor. They Lutz got DQ'd out of a semi because he came in underweight because he lost so much tread off his tires. But it was really wheel spinny, like it was very loose and lots of wheel spinning. It was different. Lots of drifting. What's up, Captain J? El mejor de los mejores. ¿Cómo está? Todo bien? Where are you racing this weekend? So it's going to be interesting to see what tire companies do to get over that, because it is going to be, IFMAR has approved that rule. I also wonder, I don't think they will, because Raw does, it's an IFMAR rule. I wonder if we're going to start seeing that rule come into effect at these races. But what IFMAR has to do is also take into consideration, if they haven't, that the tracks nowadays are some of these tracks can be very high grip, and tire attrition is more than what it was maybe when that rule was made. I don't know. Or when that rule was considered. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. Maybe Max can dig into it and find out what's going on. What's up, Dustin Hamilton? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. So we was going earlier. We did have a blackout. I'm probably only going to be on her for an hour. We had about a 10-15 minute time where the electricity went off, and we are back. Lots of content up on the No Name RC podcast YouTube channel over the last 2 weeks. Go check it out. Please have a gander at it. Give us a like, sub, notification. We're almost at 7,000. Greatly appreciate it. If you like what we're doing, you want to support us a little extra, you can become a YouTube member. You get early releases. And I need to start getting back to maybe doing some patron only pods or maybe a patron only live. But the patrons, you can be a patron as well. That definitely helps me a lot. I greatly appreciate it. What's up, Dab and Joe? Love that name. So I greatly appreciate it. We are accepting super chats as well if you want to contribute. You guys like this? I think it's a little early. I think I might have to go back to lunchtime with Lefty because people be on the lunch breaks. You got a lot more people involved. So it might be lunchtime with Lefty. I think Fridays is a good day because Fridays, everybody's kind of chomping at the bit to get off work and get to the RC track or do whatever they're going to do that weekend. So we shall see. We shall see in the future. Impromptu live. But we do have recorded podcasts. 2 podcasts dropped this week. Another one dropping next week. Lots of clips, lots of reels. Hope you guys enjoy it. What are you guys' thoughts on Thornhill? Any of you guys that attended the Lone Star Challenge? Let me know. And because I really think tire attrition is going to be a big thing. I think it is. Eric Q, in case you haven't been told lately, thank you for all that you do for our sport. Greatly appreciate it. And you're a chill dude. Thank you for the kind comments. And thank you guys. I can't do any of this without you guys' support. So it feels good to be back recording. EKJ 24,000. Go over and give him a sub like as well. Left tire salute to you, my friend. All right. Tony Schumacher was there. Fenn ran 45-minute buggy man, then ran 15 more minutes. Should be okay. Okay. Because I was hearing from some of the locals that the tire attrition was way higher than what it was when normal time. But you bring up a good point too. And you brought up a good point on Wheel and Trigger, which I was on last weekend, which I noted because I saw that. If the E-Buggies, the track's going to be different because the E-Buggies, you can have an example right here. Look at this. This is the E-Buggy Euros. Oh, we got some fast guys going. Hold on for a second. I got to hit my asthma pump. So the E-Buggy Euros are going on, and you can see these guys have been running all morning, and the groove is just starting to come on. We're not the E-Buggy, because they're doing E-Buggy first. They're not going to get that groove. I really think they should mix Nitro and E-Buggy up. I think they should have done it like Joey did it. Joey does DNC, because that way then the track develops equally for everybody. But it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be a different track once those Nitro cars hit and start laying on that oil and that groove and that rubber and all that stuff comes up. And all that stuff. They sauce at the Euros? No. They do not sauce. I don't think they are. Not for off-road. But yeah. That track is I don't think they'll allow sauce for the nationals. Were people saucing at the warm-up? It'd be interesting. I was listening to Carlos. He was talking about the E-Buggy Worlds on this as well. And they actually are flirting with the idea of maybe having some bump ups like from each main, which I think is good. 1,000% what, Tony? That you was able to source at the warm-up? But I don't think you'd be able to source at the... I think they should just let people source. Because you're not going to be able to control it. But, oh yeah, I would assume they are. I don't think they can sauce at the Nationals, though. They should just let them sauce, though. In my opinion. Or maybe they shouldn't. And then somebody gets caught saucing and we have some drama. Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be interesting. I'll be watching. Live RC is doing the coverage, I do believe. So it should be good. I did enjoy their coverage of the 10 scale nationals. Jared Barton did a good job of commentating it. Ooh, don't forget Power Wheels podcast. Give me a sub like notification. I know a lot of you it's not your cup of tea, but go listen to the Alex Teeter podcast. It's good. If you're into drag racing and all that stuff, you'll understand it. All right, what was next up on my list of very short list of topics? This wasn't much. That's pretty much it. And all that type of stuff. I just wanted to talk about that. Nothing really too serious. Max and I are coming on next week. We're going to do a deep dive into the Euros and some RC news with Will probably. Like I said, I have a good interview dropping with Maurice Lottenbach. Oh, my asthma's bad this morning. And it should be good. It should be good. Lots of content. Still not sure if I'm going to the Euros though. So if you guys have any questions, let's talk about it. Jason Flowers says, I think Nitro Buggy should be up first to help E-Buggy get the grip. I wouldn't argue with that. Michael Martinez, what's up? Is this Michael from NorCal? Where are you from, Michael? I'm just keeping my eye on the Euros because the top heats are coming up here soon. So maybe we'll do a little watch along and see what's going on. I'll just leave it right there so we can watch it and just wait. Any more questions for you guys? Now's the time. What's up, dude? How you doing? Long time no see. What have you been up to, Michael? Long time. Long time no see. How about Tater not getting to INS? I'm disappointed. He said that he's focused on nationals, and I can understand that because it's a year that he wants to. It's a world year. He has to qualify, right? So I can understand that. So we have a question from Wade Collinson. What brand that currently does not make an 8 scale would you like to see make one? None of them. We already have enough 8 scale buggies in the this small pool that we have. So I actually would like to see any of them make any cars because we have enough. I don't have a particular favorite brand of car that I would like to see. Sauce is legal at Nats. Okay, thank you, Tony Schumacher. I did not know that, but thank you. It's flooded. Okay, so you want me to name a company that I think would make a great 1/8 scale car. I'll tell you who I think would make a very unique, different 8 scale car. What's that company that's making that front wheel drive, weird looking? I haven't seen them for a long time, but they made that 10 scale car with this rear arms that went up like that. I think it's called MROB or something like that. That's who I would like to see make a 1/8 scale car because they think outside the box. I do not care if Schumacher makes an 8 scale car. And everybody that's freaking out, I will find out if Orlowski is running a true prototype Schumacher car or a car with Schumacher bits. But yes, if I wanted to see somebody, because I thought that car, that MRBO car, whatever it was, somebody send me a link. I'll put it up here. Actually, let me try and find it. I thought that was unique. And if they can bring that type of thinking to 8 scale, then great. But will it sell? That's the problem. JQ has a very good point about this. He says, when you deviate too far away from the norm, you can lose your ass. Anybody who remembers what car that was, please let me know because I can't remember the name. But you guys do know what I'm talking about. That 10 scale car that had like, I believe it was front wheel drive. Yes, front wheel drive and had independent like arms that did that. So probably them. All right, some more questions. Questions. Control practice number 2. Let's see. We got Baldo, Tresavan, Widmeyer. Awesome. Any more questions? Do you think we're going to see some fireworks at INS? I don't think I really wanted to show some INS stuff, but they haven't. I know Danny. Well, I know what Danny's doing. He's out taking pictures and doing all that type of stuff. So the INS static cam for now, which will be until they go to a qualifier later. So, hello, Jeff Tarrant. How are you? You'll be at the Nationals. He's a Thornhill native. That is a beautiful track. I want to go. I want to go. That and to the Nitro compound, Oktoberfest, Halloween. Put it on your schedule to go attend. We're taking some questions. I didn't have much more topics. If you guys missed out the Kyosho talk earlier, go back and see the first podcast. Excuse me. First live show before, I live in the DR and they just have random power cuts sometimes. Ooh, Eric Q. For the world, should there be a control tire? If so, who and why and should get the nod? Are we talking about the 8 scale worlds? So, I used to be really in favor of spec tire for the worlds. And I still am. Now, hear me out. I think that this would be a perfect chance to actually have some separation in RC. So I think that if you are a paid professional of some sort and you are in a certain top number, there should be a pro class. I think at the Worlds it can be a pro class and it can be an amateur class. 80%, 90% of the guys there that are racing are amateur. Maybe 80%. Right? I think that the amateur guys should be on spec. I think should do RCGP. I think the amateur guys should be on spec tires because it would save them so much money. Right? And I think the pro guys go out on open tires. So I do like spec tire racing. I do like it. I do like spec tire racing. But I think when it comes to the pro guys, I like the open side too. I wouldn't be against it. I would not be against a spec tire for the pro guys either at all. But I think, see, I'm mixed. I'm mixed feelings on that. So I definitely think spec tire racing is better for RC. It's cheaper. Some people will argue with that because I know people have good deals on RC, but I think with a spec tire, there needs to be a spec number. It doesn't make sense if you have a spec tire and you can go buy 50 sets of tires. It should be a set number of tires that you buy. Similar that they had, the same way they had at RCGP. You could only buy 4 sets of tires. That's all you could buy. You couldn't buy no more. If you made an A final, you could buy another set. And they were marked and all that stuff. So I am in between. I think some races benefit from it. But I think on the professional level, I think if you're getting paid to do this of some sort, and you are in a contention to make an A final, at least the semis, I would say, at the Worlds, then I think you should be on an open tire. That's my thoughts on that. But all the rest, I think should be that. All right, Sam Arsenal, it's your birthday today too. Happy birthday to you, sir. Sam Arsenal. Enjoy your day. Davin Jones says semi-professional race car driver, amateur tattoo artist. Oof. Well, I don't know if I want to get a tattoo from you, buddy. Tony Schumacher, A-Main Pro Buggy is 90% JC anyway. Not at the Worlds. We'll be not at this Worlds. I actually think that the European tires will do well there at it. Yeah, they have to treat it like F1, 6 sets for the weekend. I agree with you. They have to limit it, right? But here's the issue. Here is the issue. At all these spec tire races, like the Worlds last year, in 2023 in the last Worlds, we had 10 scale Worlds. People were buying all these tires. What's the sense of having a spec tire and going out and buying all these shit ton of tires? But what happens, it's also a way for the hobby shop to make extra money. So if we can get away from that, actually, we got one of the top heats up here. We got like the Parentes, David Todd, Renault Savoia. We got 3 more heats. We got Pecco even in her. So, yeah, I definitely think we need to limit the amount of tires. Having a spec tire is okay, but then having an unlimited kind of defeats the purpose. Jeff Turn. Okay, here's a tire question. Raw rule says no modification to sidewall of tire. Does that include ventils, or the ventil can be on the sidewall next to the tread? I mean, I don't think it. I think when they say modification, I think they mean gluing it or cutting them. Ventils, I don't know. I mean, people have been venting their tires on this side of the sidewalls all this time. So I think you should be okay. But you should check with that before you start doing the routes. I don't know. The rules are very, I know, up for interpretation. Says, yeah, Swans, Sam Arsenal says, we are in Arkansas today. All right. Juan Jose Serna. I don't agree on spec tire because it is there when you see the good work of the companies. The pros are paid, and is that the place where they should perform? I agree with you on that. And on amateurs, they just pick and buy what they think is the best tire. So it's good watching the progress on the companies over the years. I'm not saying every race should be it. I'm saying that the worlds could benefit from it, as in the amateur guys. It would save them so much money. You should get 1 heat included in entry, and that's it. No, I don't think that's fair, because I think so. How they're talking about tires, because it might be on a track where the fucking tires go bald in 5 minutes. So I'll give you a perfect example. I go back to RCGP because this is my biggest experience with a spec tire in 8 scale. At the race we did, the first race of the 2022 season in South Carolina at SMB, they sugared the track, so it was very high grip. Now they had a TZO tire, which was like a big pin. I would say big. Yeah, it was a big pin tire. If you remember what a AKA Impact looks like, it was like that, and it was not the right tire. It was not the fastest tire for that track by far. It was not the fastest tire by far, but it was the best tire for that track. And why I say that is because everybody had to run it. And about halfway through that main, because the grip was so high and tire degradation, is that Pecco out there? Or Parente? That's Navarro. So just looking at the race. So for that instance, by the time that tire got bald, the compound of the tire was perfect because the sidewalls held up, and the track worked with a semi-bald tire. So sometimes it might not be the best tire, but it's a tire that everybody's on, and so it doesn't matter. But it's hard, man. I'm gonna tell you, after I raced the 10 scale offer that I did about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago in Florida, I was chasing tire all day. You needed tires for this time and tires for that time. And it was such a big difference, right? And I didn't do any setup changes. I just changed tires. I weren't doing no setup changes. They weren't my cars. So I don't know, man. I like spec tire. Don't get me wrong. I like it. But we have to have a limit. And I don't think you should get a set of spec tires when you get your entry, because that shit costs money. And all you're doing when you give away a set of tires, you're taking money out of the hand of the racetrack and the promoter. At RCGP, you got to buy your tires, and you can only buy 4. You can buy them right off the bat. Some people didn't even go through all their tires, and they were $40 a set. So if you buy 4, that's $160 in tires, and that's all you needed to race there. Jason Lee, yeah, but that's the point. The track knows what works. You get enough to make it work. Obviously, concessions for abnormal heat, etc. The point is everyone is in the same situation. Yes, I like that. That's the point. Jason Flower, SMB RC Speedway this weekend holding the T-Sock Series, 2 states, 1 championship. They have a great format, IFMAR style. And the best, I think, I don't know if they still do it that way, but they do it. If you TQ overall, you're still a guaranteed a spot in the final. You still have to race your semi, so you get that practice. But if you break in the semi, you still got a spot. You won't start first, but you still got a spot. EKJ 24,000. Do you think Ty Tesson will come back to RC? No, I do not. Why? He's given enough of his life to RC. Why does he need to come back? It's like, imagine this. You got paid to do this at one point and travel around the world. If you're not going to be at that level, you're out. And he did this from a very young age. He probably didn't have much of a life outside of RC and him. He's married. He's got a kid. He's got a job that he likes. He might come back and race RC because he likes it, but not on a professional level. There's no money in it for him. He's probably making way more money as a welder up there in Canada and enjoying himself. Not enjoying themselves. I paid $600 for tires in Florida for 2 classes. Entry not included. I think they should limit the tires there too in the classes that have spec tires. And if they don't, but the issue is that it's another way for the track to make money. But I honestly think they should be. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I honestly think that they should be controlled as well. All right. Any more questions? Jason, so SMB is sugar still? Cool. SMB is a nice track. Very nice track. I think my last 8 scale race was at SMB. Ooh. It's got an email. Ooh, this is pretty interesting. It's got an email from Jason Ashton. He's doing a vintage 1/8 scale race in Vegas this week. And Kurt Busch is going. Oh, yeah. So we're setting up something. We are setting up something. Sorry, everybody. That was mid-podcast work right there. Eric Q, with the vintage Craze and 10 scale, are there any 8 scale vintage cars you could like to see back? Could it be supported? I would tell you what car I'd like to have for my couple cars. I like to have the Mugen Super Athlete because I always thought that was a cool car with the engine on the other side. And an MBX 5 because I love that car. Maybe an MBX 4 too because that was my first ever 8 scale car. Possibly. The thing is, we don't see re-releases of 8 scale cars because it's too expensive, right? I think if we saw some re-releases where people could get parts, I think we could see something like that. But then I would say that we have to have. Do we do vintage with vintage engines too, or do we do modern engines? Vintage engine, vintage server? No, we got to do modern engines, modern servers. How do they do it in 10 scale? Do they get to run modern stuff? Or do they have pure vintage classes where you have to run vintage electronics, vintage batteries, vintage all that stuff? I'm not sure. Sorry, everybody. One is still talking about the spec tire. Picking the right tire for the right moment can make the difference. So that's part of racing. I agree. It's more about picking the right tire and compound that, buying 10 sets of different tires and put brand new tires on every single run. Yeah, but it's just easier to do that. I mean, in other forms of racing, Formula One, NASCAR, it's all spec tire. But I definitely think there can be a combination. Because I want to see the pros go on the best that they have. That's what I want to see. But as a racer, I wouldn't mind doing it. What's up, Nathan Williams? How are you? Welcome to Coffee Lunch with Lefty, part 2. All right, so we got top guys going on. We got Robert Battier, Orlowski, Zelensky, Barufalo, Ricardo Berton, Polito. Jordan Lott is fast. Here's a good question. AKJ 24,000 has Mason the Iceman Fuller cemented himself to dominate races now? Well, I hope so. I hope so. So why I feel that, okay, he didn't have the best Lone Star. I was not happy about that. But maybe he chose to test and try things. So Mason Fuller is an enigma in modern way, in many ways, because he's been beating these guys in Truggy and E-Buggy for years now. Podium, beating them. And in Nitro Buggy, he's been a big thorn in their side. He got his first win, obviously big Nitro win at Silver State. There can be some the only asterisk that can be with that win is the fact that Fenn wasn't there, right? So that guy is impressive. And Schumacher says Fenn will take Nats. It's hard not to bet against him, but I'm betting with Fuller. It depends, man. Fuller's going to have to back that up now. Can he back that up with another? I'm not saying he has to win every race out there, but can he back that up with a Nats win? Or at least a second? And then, of course, after that, we have Wicked Weekend. What is he going to be there for that? I assume he's going to the E-Buggy routes. That'd be something he wants to win. So Fuller can. The ball is in his court. The ball is, he's kind of been, now that he's got that first big win, the monkey off his back, as they say, proverbial monkey off his back. I think he gets that pressure off, and he has to focus now. Can he get more wins? And that will be his goal. He doesn't have to win them all, but I definitely feel that he stepped up a level, and he should get some more victories. Pro driver, Jason Flower says, pro driver should help with tires for race to help people get better at a tire race. What do you mean by that, Jason? Just let me know. I don't understand that. Any more questions? Orlowski has already won this. He is a European champion in E-Buggy, so he has this to his accolades. I do wish he would race 8 scale more, but he has a very, very busy schedule. Van Dalen is very fast, Tony Schumacher. Very fast. The problem with Van Dalen is he's kind of like he shows great potential. He has very good consistency last year, but he's gotta win that, right? You gotta get that win, man. He just hasn't gotten it. He's not gotten it yet. That big win, TQ'd runs, all that type of stuff. So, not sure. We're still following Orlowski. Ooh, he makes a mistake. I saw Orlowski, but this is practice. This is really not for nothing. And I think that is another person that made a mistake. Car number 7. Barufalo. Man, I wish we could get numbers at RC tracks. It would make so much. It would still make it confusing because nobody would change them. But numbers as a race caller definitely helps you. So now I can say, okay, that's car number 6. And I go, look, but these guys change their numbers. So they'll have that number all day today. Doesn't necessarily, they'll be that number to them tomorrow. Raw does it like that. Raw actually does it pretty cool. The last time when I called the race, they had different colors. So 1 was red and white, 2 was blue and yellow. And I just laid the stickers on in front of me. So I knew I look for the color combinations and not the number. Because I will fucking tell you, excuse my language, it is very hard to see a number unless that cameraman zooms right in there for calling races. All right. Do we have any more questions? You can watch all the Euros action on RC Racing TV. Don't forget to give them a sub, like, and notification as well. Elite RC Productions will be covering the INS this weekend. They will start their moving cameras and probably commentary. I think they have a qualifier today. So if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to wrap this up shortly. I do apologize for the electricity going out. I have to get my electrician to come put everything. I told them, hey, that office part of my house, that needs to have electricity all the time with my inverter. They didn't understand. I'll get them back in there and do it. So should I do these in the morning like I did earlier, or should I do these at lunchtime? We're coming up on lunchtime. I think people get on their lunch and they can tune in a little bit. So it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that that the electricity goes off. So sorry, just sending a message out. All right, so we got about 2 more hits. If you're a sports driver, you get into a race that has a special tire, a pro should help. Help how? You know, all it takes is you going up there and asking for help, you know. A guy can't read your mind. And this is something I see from people a lot at races. They're nervous or they don't want to bother that guy, that pro guy. And there's sometimes you shouldn't bother him, like if he's had a shitty run. But I mean, if you go up and ask these guys for help, they will drop what they're doing, or they'll say, hey, look, I'm just in the middle of something. Can you come back? But you can't expect these guys to just come up and help you, you know? And you got to go up and talk to them, man. If you want some help with it, go up and talk to them. It's simple as that. They might not even be running the tire. How can they help you if it's, what if the spec tire is a tire nobody's running? They can help you with some setup, but you got to go ask them. You got to go tell them. And of course, there's going to be other people that come up and ask them too. So you got to, you know, if you want help from these pros, you got to get up, go over to them and talk to them. They're not going to walk around and come ask you. They got shit to do too. All you got to do, you know what, there's a saying in Spanish or in the Dominican Republic, que no la grita, no la mama. It's basically a baby saying, what baby doesn't cry doesn't suck, doesn't get no milk. Well, if you don't ask, you shall not receive. So I think if you want a true in-pro experience, then RC Pro-Am is a race to go to, if they can get more pros to go to it. That's where a pro can interact with you and their team and all that type of stuff as well, if you get picked for their team. So Michael says we should do that at lunchtime. Basil tuning in from South Africa. Sorry, man. I was supposed to go to their race to the Zartworks track there, but never heard back from the owner about it. So who are we watching right now? I cannot tell. Jordan Lott, fast French driver. I don't know if he's still driving HB though. So I'm going to have a new Lefty's Simple Thoughts video coming out about Kyosho Resurgence. I'm just trying to get a little bit more information about the design situation. But yeah, I think Kyosho has done a very good job of kind of not rebranding themselves, but doing a good job. Really depends on the day. During the week, hard for the West Coast to juggle with work. Weekend mornings are easier. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe some weekends. I'll be honest with you, my weekends, I usually have my kids, and I try to step back a little bit because I need to spend some time with them. But you know what I ended up doing the last 2 weekends? I'll be here with them. Then they'll be playing games, or my daughter will be watching TV, and I'll just sneak back her and just edit. So edit. I'm not editing today. I'm tired of editing. Instinct RC. Ooh, I'm going to go check out that website, YouTube channel. Good day, Lefty from Australia. Technically good night because it's almost 2 a.m. Get some sleep, buddy. I was talking to the guy from SOTA, SOTA, the shocks, inserts and all that stuff. I need to get back to him. We need to set up a date so I can record with him. I'm just busy. I swear I have ADHD. I get in the middle of something, then I'm like, boop, 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 squirrel, this, that. So get some rest there, Instinct RC. Lefty Simple Thoughts. Let's see. All right, so we got 1 more minute left to go in this race, and it's Ricardo Berton in the Kyosho who won the. Oh, you made the video of SOTA. Then that's the one that I watched. Let me go look at your YouTube, because that's the one that I watched And we talked about this Soda Shocks quite some time ago, but I really would like to get the owner. And yep, I watched your video. Good video. I'm actually going to rewatch it. Everybody go over to Instinct RC and give him a sub, like, and notification. Yeah, you should definitely have way more subs than that. Dude, trust me. I know you're paying. I'm trying to grow my damn Power Wheels podcast, and it's like it's not easy. I haven't started a YouTube channel from scratch. And when I did the No Name RC podcast, when I got into YouTube, it was a little bit. I already had the audio side of things already established. Good video. Go check it out. Instinct RC on this Soda Shocks, and give his channel a like and a sub, because it's free. It costs you nothing. And you support that by doing that. And leave a comment. I will be actually really excited to get back to Wicked Weekend. All right, so we're going to have Berton, Polito, Clement Boda, Badier, Orlowski, Baruf. So I was hearing that Barufalo is actually having some issues with his back. So he is not well. So unfortunate for him. No, there's Angaro's father. All right, we'll watch this top heat. Instinct says, cheers. I got a track video in the wax. Takes a lot of time to edit and make videos. It's not when it's not a full-time job. Oh, I know. I am not that type of editor. I am a cut and paste editor, like just simple stuff. But to make all that cool stuff, very difficult. I'm going to put this full screen so we can see it. Hello, Fossil Marcy, checking in from Indiana. There we see Ricardo Montero's father doing something on there, talking to somebody. We got the Killick's father there. So we have Coelho, Canas, Ongaro, Barkan Killick, Elliot Boots, Joao Figueredo, Ronafal, Boric Killick, Noah Ben Mohammed, Remy Bermudez, one of the Parento brothers, and Theo Lemire. There are the two. Young guys are rearing to go. There's Canas right behind him. You can see Canas. I can't even see what tires Canas is on. All you J Concepts guys know. Eric Q says Soto does look interesting. Well, thank you, Instinct RC. I greatly appreciate it. I try to keep my finger on the pulse of the Australian RC scene. Hopefully, I'll get over there one day. There's Elliot Boots. We're running the same ESC. Wow, I'm running a Reds ESC in my E-Truggy. Noah Ben Mohammed, Sparko. Who is he? What is he running? Is he running Associated for 10 scale now? Did I miss that? Noah Ben Mohammed went to Sparko? I need to put a note on that. Sam Arsenal, very impressed by Kyosho resurgence in popularity. There were a good bit of cars at Mike's in Houston. Interested to see how the new car turns out. Lots of new cars from other brands too. Dude, there's a lot changed on the new Kyosho from what I'm told. And like I said, Max and I will geek out on all of that at a different date. So I just want to watch this race with you guys. I'm actually missing calling races. Oh yeah, we have to address the stay in my lane shit with JQ. Sorry, just all right, so out front first is, I think that's Coelho. No, that's Killick. So Killick out front, man. E-Buggies. These guys drive E-Buggies like these E-Buggies done something to them. There's Barkan Killick making his way up and over that double. So you can see it's getting a little bit of a groove. Barkan. Ronafalk out front, though. Ronafalk had a good run in practice. I hope he doesn't celebrate practice. Every time Ronafalk celebrates practice, he ends up not doing well with that race. So it's good to see Ronafalk back doing some 8 scale. He was touring car on 10 scale for quite some time. So the Viking is back, and he's one of my favorite drivers of all time. I love to see him get back to doing some racing. What? Daniel Wang Yi Ming, Sabah, Malaysia, Momentum RC Track, GD Racing, Foshan, China, Phoenix RC Raceway, Toronto, Canada. I guess they're all tracks. I want to go to Malaysia. I want to go all over Asia, to be honest. One day. I'd love to go to the Philippine Masters. One day. Oh, Will got me some videos because Will Venables is at this race. Alrighty. So Ronald Fox out front. If you guys want to see scoring, you can find it on Everlaps. That's who's doing the scoring. It's actually a very detailed scoring. We used it at RCGP, so I'm pretty familiar with it. And I'm still learning stuff. We are now on board with Canas, who is currently down in third. Looks like Parente going to take over that top spot. As Canas, who I think is going to win this one. Joseph Cockhill. Yes, Briefcase is at the race. I don't know if he was scheduled to go to the race or if it was a like where he got called up last minute because he didn't tell us he was going to this Euro. Maybe he did. I thought he was going to. I know he was going to the Nitro Euros. I am supposed to be going to the Nitro Euros, but I have a plane ticket from Miami to Portugal and from Portugal to Dominican Republic, but I do not have a plane ticket to Miami. So, yeah. And that is Danielle Pariente we're watching right now in the Techno. Technos will do good at this track. It's holding up quite good. Instinct RC, it's always cool to see new innovation in RC, and a position-sensitive damping is used everywhere in full-scale motorsports. Go check out this video on the SOTA shocks. What's the owner name? I was talking to somebody out there. I had to cancel one of my recording sessions. I did no recording this week. I focused on editing. All right, so wow, this is long practice sessions. Noah Ben Muhammad in the Sparko with Canas, Parente, Ongaro, Rana Falk, your top five. Coelho, Burak Kilik, Boots. We're watching Ben Muhammad right now. What does he run for? Joseph, what does Ben Muhammad run for? Does he run Schumacher? He runs Schumacher now. Yeah, that's what it is. He runs Schumacher. That's why I can run the Sparko. Got you. That's what I believe. That's what I'm going with. Any more questions in here, guys? We're going to call it quits after this race is done. And you guys can tune into the Euros. I'm going to watch a little bit of INS later on. Whereas the Soto Shocks Instinct RC says also adds a whole other aspect of tuning, which can be a bit overwhelming considering how adjustable these cars are already. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, there's lots of people out there that love tinkering. And I think if it makes that much of a difference, then it might be worth it. Because according to many sources, our suspension is just very primitive. But it's innovation is expensive, and innovation needs to be productive. So we'll see. And things innovate. Like what is now won't be the same 5 years from now. It might be in some ways, but the little things make a difference. All right, so Canas is up top. Ongaro is in second. Ongaro is the current European champion. Actually, he won it in Montpellier last year. Ongaro has not won a Nitro World Championship yet. Sorry, Nitro European Championship. He has 2 E-Buggy World European Championships. He's still young. He has lots of time. So if you don't have any more questions, we're going to wrap this up after the 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And you have Nick Damon doing the calling there this weekend. I want to thank you guys for joining me in for Coffee with Lefty Part 2. Those who caught Part 1, it was a good chat as well. And unfortunately got cut short. Ooh, who was that? We are on board with Boots. Boots is a 2-time Nitro Buggy champion in the European Nitro Buggy champion. DNC winner as well. Silver State 2019 winner. Boots has an impressive record. TQ of the Worlds 2012 did not make the finals due to breaking a servo horn or something, I believe. Ungaro in second. We're on board with him right now, who I think can be a 4-time world champion. Ooh, that's Burak. Ooh, Burak clipped him. What the heck? Whoever that is just blowing out. Look at that. Ooh, he's just pinned. Ungaro gets turned around, and that car just comes zooming back on the track and goes across. I think that was Burak Kilik having a little bit of a meltdown out there. I had a good interview with Barkan earlier. And we got 1 minute and 47 seconds left to go. And I think that's going to end our stream for today. We got almost 2 hours with hour and 45 minutes with the first 45-minute session. Carlos Arredondo, buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? Well, buenas tardes. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm hungry. Almost time to get some. Ooh, Ungaro makes a uncharacteristic mistake, but you will see this in practice. I don't think any of this practice is counting for anything. Might be seeding. No, I don't know. That's still control practice. They're coming to the end of the day. I don't think they're going to do another round. It's all qualifying tomorrow, so I'll be tuned in early watching this. So before I go and we're done, we're going to probably do this in another 2 weeks' time. Do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about before I move on? And I don't know. You know what I'm going to do today? I am going to work on my Mugen MST1 and try out this new gear that my buddy gas truck that my buddy Peter Bartel made for me, a new idler gear. So I'm gonna try it out. I know it's gonna work because I have the same pinions in there, but just not as neat as his. And if it's successful, we will do it. We will make some, but make to order. Jeffrey Coons, is Patrick taking your spot? And yes, he is. I was never actually scheduled to go to all the INS races, so I think it's going to be a mixture of Lance on the mic and Patrick. Lance doing the RD work, and Patrick's going to float around. And he's on the mic now. So hold on, let's see. So maybe we got some practice at Elite going on. Oops. I want to see some laps of the INS track. Patrick's good. I told Patrick, do not be scared. But if anything happens, you go up there and you have that microphone right in the face of these guys. Patrick's a good RD. So there's a difference between an RD and a race caller. I am not an RD at all. Don't want to be, have no wish to be. I like to call races. I cater to the online crowd. I'm not catering to the people that are at the race. If they're listening, yes, of course. But it's a big difference. And Patrick is an RD, but Patrick is actually a floater. He can go from being an RD to running a camera to doing the switching on the switchboard and also doing interviews as well as doing commentary. He hasn't done much commentary, but he'll get good. He'll have his Patrickisms, as we like to say. So are they doing I just have a long ad. Okay, so commentary will come back at seeding, which is in about 15 races. So Patrick will be there tonight. Patrick will do a great job. All right. Well, Wade Collinson, you have a good day. Jeffrey Coons, you guys have a good day. Carlos Arredondo, have a good day. Eric Q, all you guys have a good day. Let me get this off her and get me back up her. I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. I had a good chat with you guys. It's good to connect with you guys. I'll be doing some more lives. I'm going to eventually do some at night too. So we'll probably do a live next week at night and switch it up a little bit. Lefty's off the record. You know, I went on that. I want Barry Bartholomew Baker. Max's, oh man. All right, guys. You guys have a good day. Safe weekend of RC racing. If you're doing it, or whatever you're doing this weekend, be safe, enjoy yourself, and check out the podcasts that have dropped on YouTube. We got 2 good ones out, plus a plethora of clips and all that type of stuff. Share it out for us. Help us get to 7,000 subs. Help us get to 10,000 subs. We greatly appreciate all you guys' support. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you all at the next race. Enjoy your weekend. Lefty and crew. Just Lefty. We're out. Nitro's the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. See you all later. We're out.